Rio Hondo Prep football is one of the best kept secrets in all of Southern California. As one of the smallest enrollments year in and year out, the Kares have won 16 CIF championships and have been one of the most successful programs throughout their history. Welcome to A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. And now, bringing you the latest news and content from his alma mater, a CIF champion in 2001 from the class of 2003. Here's your host, Matt Hersema.
What is up, Rio Hondo Prep football fans? Happy Victory Sunday to you here in late October. The Rio Hondo Prep Kares are now 9-0 on the season after a 47-29 convincing victory last night out in Inglewood at Sofi Stadium over the Brentwood Eagles, their league rivals, although we don't know for how much longer that could be after talking, Coach Ford earlier in the week, and you just never know where things may end up. But our rivals for now, and someone that Rio has now beat two consecutive years in a row after the Eagles held that advantage, back-to-back wins just 3 and 4 years ago. So the all-time series in 11-man now at 7-6. Brentwood still with that lead. So we'll see if we can maybe tie them next year in the all-time series or whenever it is, the Kares and Eagles will be matching up. But our friends from West Los Angeles came out ready to play at SoFi, to have this game there on the big stage, league matchup, Gold Coast League, that is. And it was a really exciting atmosphere. It was surreal being there at SoFi, again, where a Super Bowl has been played already. The Olympics will be very soon, and then another Super Bowl, I believe, here in the near future. So you just, when you walk in that stadium and then to be on the field itself and look up and look around, you're like, this is not a dream. This is a reality that we are on the field at SoFi Stadium. Incredibly proud of the support that came out. A lot of alumni showed up. It's hard to believe, Rio Hondo playing in that small 8-man field years ago at 5150 on Farnham Avenue on campus to, playing in Texas, to playing in Northern California, to playing in state championship games, to playing in SoFi Stadium, arguably the greatest sports arena in the world. Even though the Kares won this game in convincing fashion and came out on fire, I will say, it was just kind of fun soaking it all up. It wasn't a game you wanted to leave early. You wanted to just soak up the environment of being in SoFi Stadium. It just had a vibe to it, man, that was, I can't even explain it. You guys know me and my fandom with the Rams and everything, but I know that, some Charger fans may be in attendance, some 49er fans there too, Raider fans, whatever team you root for, you can't help but be there at that stadium and not feel how big of a deal it was. To feel the presence of, NFL and college bowl games and all kinds of stuff that has gone on there already in its very short lifespan. So it was really cool to be at the epicenter, really, of all of football. Really, it just maybe didn't get a ton of attention nationally or locally and any of that, but for our schools, for our programs, it meant a great deal to play there, and I hope we get to do it again at some point. But nothing but props to Brentwood for giving up a home game to make this happen, and to Coach Carson and our administration. It was a memory that I don't think any of us will ever forget. And every time you turn the TV on and you see that stadium, you'll be like, "Yep, we played there. Yep, we were on that field. Yep, we sat at the 50-yard line." Whatever your experience was, and I hope it was a pleasant one. I know there were some challenges with parking and maybe getting in the game and this and that, but just thank you to the Rio family for getting there early, for showing out. They let everyone in early. We didn't have to clear the stadium, and just an overall great experience for both programs. And 47-29, Rio Hondo led this game, I believe 44-7 at one point. They were up 21-0 before Brentwood scored. This game early on, the Kares forced a punt to start the game. Noah Penunuri, 4 straight runs, capped off by a touchdown run, 20 yards or so. Follow that up with, a defensive stop on 4th down inside their own 10-yard line in a 7-0 game. And then, a few plays later, Noah Penunuri, 81-yard touchdown run to the house. So the game kind of turned really on that 4th down stop and then the long touchdown run. It went from Brentwood's driving on their second drive, they're putting some plays together. Maybe they'll answer the Kares. When they didn't get that on 4th down, we heard from Coach Ford in the pregame show that his offense was going to have to be aggressive. not settling for field goals and things like that. You saw it there on that second drive where clearly they knew they could not, miss any points. They had to get every drop if they could, and they didn't get it. The Rio Hondo defense applied pressure, and again, like I said, Noah Penunuri, big night. The now all-time leading rusher in Rio Hondo Prep's illustrious history. He officially surpasses Landon Goodwell, and I think Noah has plenty more yards in his cleats and uniform there here moving forward as we approach November, our favorite month of the year. So props to Landon Goodwell and Nate Tycho for sending in video messages that I requested from them to congratulate Noah. They are all class. Noah did tie Nate Tycho's total touchdowns, rushing touchdowns mark, but I thought let's release both of those videos at the same time. It seemed fitting, and I know Nate and but Landon are both very proud of Noah and this team, and so that's what the brotherhood's about, man. Not just the team, but the alumni. Caring literally for each other. No matter what era you're from, we are all part of this, and that never goes away. It's a special group, a special brotherhood, and never forget that. So the Cares are officially in the postseason with a Gold Coast League championship, the automatic qualifier, going 2-0 in league. Have an opportunity for a perfect season this Thursday night. Quick turnaround for the Cares as they host Santee High School, who is a city section team. They're having a good year, 6-3, a blowout win last week. We'll talk about them more on the pregame show, and that brings me to a very interesting point. We're gonna be you got short weeks when you play Friday and a Thursday. Playing Saturday and Thursday here, especially for a podcaster, it is a rather quick turnaround. We're getting the post-game show out here late tonight. On Sunday night, going to have Noah Penunuri on the show later this evening after he does some things he's already has planned. So a late release of the post game show, but had to kind of get it in today because tomorrow we'll have some photos out for the upcoming guests that I think I'll release on Tuesday. Maybe I'll push it to Wednesday. And then the game Thursday night, man, get there early. There'll be a senior ceremony honoring our senior class. You don't want to miss that. Some other special things there at Kare Park in Irwindale that we'll talk about. The final home game of the regular season, and I hate to say it this way, but I mean, it theoretically could be the final home game played this season, and I don't, want to think negatively or anything. I hope we get a home game. I hope we advance maybe and get a home game if we travel in the first round, but you just never know, man. Coin flips and all the crazy things that happen. Who knows if we play a bigger school, if we'll have to find another venue. I don't know. So come out, soak up Kare Park and everything that it's about, and enjoy the final home game of the regular season and the final regular season game of the regular season, the 10th game. It's nice to have 10 games, not 9. Like maybe we've had in previous years with cancellations and double buys, but the Cares will in fact play football on Halloween Eve, right, on Thursday, and that's kind of nice because games 2, 3, and 4 of the World Series, 3, 4, and 5 of the World Series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Off Thursday, Rio football, and then game 6 Friday, game 7 if necessary on Saturday. So for you baseball fans out there, even if you're a Dodger hater or whatever, you want to tune in, right? Watch the Fall Classic. So kind of nice scheduling wise for that. Plus trick or treating on Friday. I mean, just what a week it is! What a week it is, and it's gonna fly by. As I mentioned, I got the show tonight. Putting it out, gonna have some things already recorded, but gotta record that stuff on probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm not making excuses or crying about it, just laying it out there for you guys as to what's going on here on the podcast. So before I get to anything else, I do want to thank our sponsors, RC Production Rentals, for the great work that they do. Of course, Robert Morales, involved with Rio Hondo Prep a long time. RC Rentals. RCRentals.com is where you can find them. They're celebrating over 20 years of business serving the Hollywood film industry since 2004. And with their high quality production experience, I'm wearing a t-shirt here for them. Robert and his brother are big Rio Hondo fans. Robert and Chris Morales, brothers, and also just big Rio Hondo Prep fans, supporters. Robert, of course, went to Rio Hondo Prep, and just I don't know. They offer tips to me, some points, style points, if you will, how to make things better. They've been in the industry a long time, and they know how to what works, what looks good, what is needed just with production. And so just want to thank them for sponsoring another episode of the Charge to Keep podcast, and want to encourage anyone else out there interested in sponsorships or promoting your business, by all means get in touch with me, and we'll see if we can talk business and talk how to make the ways to contribute, make the podcast better, and of course promote your product, whatever it may be. So thanks again to our friends at RC Production Rentals, specifically Robert and Chris Morales, and you can find them once again at rcproductionrentals.com. Okay, on the show today, we're going to have Coach Carson, as mentioned. We are going to have Noah Penunuri later on tonight. That's scheduled anyway. It's been a busy weekend at RHP, not just the SoFi game on Saturday, but earlier this morning, Pastor Chris Horton officially retired as senior pastor at the Kare Youth Church. Pastor Luke Torian was in town from First Zion Baptist Church in Dumfries, Virginia. He was at the game last night at SoFi Stadium as well. So kind of a lot going on. Congratulations to now senior pastor Dave Carson Jr., who will be taking over at Kare Youth Church. So pretty cool there. We'll talk to Coach Carson a little bit about that. And I want everyone to kind of keep an eye on social media the next few days and weeks. It's going to be a whirlwind, right? Everything that's going to be going on as we get closer to the playoffs, the projections become a little more real, right? I think we dropped a little bit in the 16. Every bracket other than Division I has 16 teams, right? And so it's all projection. You don't know who you're going to play. It's all kind of based off of a computer system, ranking system. So I think we dropped a little bit from maybe like Division 7 or 8 to like the number 11 seed in Division 5, but potentially we're going to see how things play out. Obviously, if you're the top 8 seeds in a division, you will be a home game. But just kind of looking at some of the schools and matchups there is interesting to look at. So keep an eye on that projections, and you can project it, but at some point you just got to sit back and let things play out. So Sunday, next Sunday will be 1 week from today. We will have a Selection Sunday special that will be part of our post-game show. I might go live on YouTube. I'm not sure yet how we're going to do that, but I'm going to just throw it out there. Be ready for a lot of content on Sunday. I don't know if we'll have a player on or not, just because there'll be a lot to break down from the season. We're going to look at brackets, if we're traveling, whatever the case is, maybe some of the other teams on the bracket there, even though you do just want to go one game at a time, right? But it should be a lot of fun when everything becomes official next Sunday on Selection Sunday. I'm guessing around 10 a.m., could be noon, depending on CIF and how they go about their business. So that'll be a fun show next week, as always is, kind of recapping a little bit of the Santee game, but mainly looking ahead to the postseason as the second season officially kicks off the Southern Section playoffs in the great month of November, as has come to be known. All right, let's now get to head coach Mark Carson. A nice interview with him that I did a little earlier today. We'll talk with him, and then later tonight I'll be bringing on Noah Penunuri, the new all-time leading rusher at Rio Hondo Prep, who is one touchdown away from also surpassing the total rushing touchdowns mark at Rio Hondo. What a special player, special young man, and just a shining example of the countless families and players at Rio Hondo Prep. Well, when you want to know what a Kare is, just look at our guys. Just look at our families. That pretty much sums it all up. All right, let's now get to head coach Mark Carson. After the big win last night at SoFi Stadium, always a pleasure catching up with him. Here he is, HCMC head coach Mark Carson. Well, as always, we are joined by head coach Mark Carson here on the Charge to Keep podcast. Coach Carson, last time we saw each other, we were in the middle of SoFi Stadium. It is Sunday afternoon, early evening. Have you woken up from the dream that was last night out there in Inglewood?
Man, Matt, that was just incredible, man. Another, what can you say, once in a lifetime experience for these guys. So grateful, first of all, to Brentwood for, they're the ones who came up with this idea, and it was their home game that they gave up to make this happen, and they didn't have to do it. And so Jake Ford, Dana Vasquez, their AD, want to thank them. But once again, thankful to Brentwood, wanted to make sure I acknowledge them. And just, man, it was an amazing experience. That's all I could say. And I don't know if we'll ever have an opportunity to do that again. And the crowd that turned out was incredible for us. Like, you wouldn't expect anything less from Rio. It was just an amazing night. And then the game was, of course, couldn't have gone any better for us. So it was a great night.
Hindsight's always 2020. You never know. You like to think you would do the right thing, but I often wonder. I wondered the past week, had we been in the same shoes, a home game, losing a home game, but a great opportunity, would we have done the same thing? I'd like to think we would, Coach, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we would have. It lined up. It's a rivalry game, kind of, and I think we both kind of understood it's for league championship. But I think we would have. We were talking about it. I think we would have. But and when an opportunity like that, it's kind of a lottery. You apply to get this game, and we did, um, and we had to agree to it as well. And so when it came up, um, they presented it, and then we said, yeah, let's go for it. Um, and so it's a mutual thing that way. But yeah, we're happy we did. And I would think we would, and I think our fans would want to do it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to go to the fan base and say you declined an opportunity such as that.
Yeah.
So you'd have to face the music there. But no, it was awesome. The turnout was great. There were some hiccups and things, just getting in and out. And I mean, what talk to me about that quick? Not really a turnaround. You're sitting in the stands for a couple hours, and then, hey guys, we only have 35 minutes. Get dressed, get quick, let's get out there. I mean, talk to me about all that chaos.
Yeah, the people at SoFi, they presented it, and they were really great in communications all week. Um, and they said you could have as long as 90 minutes and as short as 30 minutes to get ready. They didn't give you any guarantees. So that's why we got there plenty early. The guys had their pants on. We were as ready as we could be. And we had a full 90-minute warm up planned and a 30-minute warm up planned. We kind of had both and, ready for anything. And we talked about it the night before. We'd gone over it. And so we were ready to go. Um, and we went with the 30-minute warm up because that's what it was like. And credit to SoFi and the people down there who they had a tough job with 4 games and it's unpredictable. It's not like you're on a hard clock. You have football games, which could be 2 hours and 15 minutes. It could be 3 hours and 15 minutes. The same exact sport, and it could be 4 hours. Football games could range, and so they did a good job. And the team before us, West Covina High School, was in our locker room. They got out, and we were able to get in and get taped up and go. Abbreviated warm up, and they did a good job. The guys did a good job adjusting. We didn't go back to the locker room; we just went out and played. And all of our guys played Frosh football growing up and Kare football before that, so they knew how to do it. And so we just kind of reminded them of that. And so, guys, we're just going out and playing. And so that's kind of what we did. And from the opening whistle, man, our guys were ready, and we just kind of overwhelmed Brentwood, I think, from the jump, and we were ready to go.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're so detail oriented. You try to on game day dissect every minute, with a purpose and everything. And so when you got to have contingency plans, and see what you can do, see what you need to do in a short time frame. So I don't know. It's good for when the operation has to kind of call audibles. It's kind of like, all right, it's symbolism for being on the field with offense or defense too.
Right, exactly. And the guys knew that, and we were a little bit adapt. We told them kind of be nimble. Um, and kind of had to shake out the cobwebs and let's go. And so I think the guys adapted very well. And we were it's a seasoned group, it was a veteran group, a younger group. You might have been a little worried, but with this group, nothing phases them, right? And that's really a compliment to them as far as the maturity level as football players and as young men. They're able to handle out really anything that's thrown their way.
They are a seasoned group indeed. They have played most of them played as freshmen. Great tough games there. They've got a lot of games under their belt. They've done it. They've played in Texas. They've gone on a Europe trip together. They've now played in SoFi Stadium. Coach, I mean, they've won 2 championships. I mean, what else is left for this group? Is there anything else? Any other mountains to climb?
I think we do. And the way CIF has it set up and the way that the computer looks at this team, the algorithm anyway, highschoolratings.com, formerly CalPreps, it has us for sure at least 1, probably 2 divisions higher than we were last year, Division 5. And that's right up there with the top teams in the southern section, for sure the top teams in our area. There's no one in the San Gabriel Valley, maybe 1 team or 2 teams in the San Gabriel Valley that'll be higher than this. But we're right up there with the top teams in our area. And that'd be a first. And so playoffs comes, you're playing with the best teams in our area and some of the best teams in the southern section. And so I think our guys, this group in particular, are ready for that challenge and looking forward to it. If you ask them, um, I'll say to a man, they'd probably all say they want that challenge. And if they can be guaranteed, in a lower division, a run at a championship, like, hey, we drop down to Division 8, 9, maybe where most of the local schools are. Would you prefer that? And a guaranteed championship or challenging us as a team in Division 5 or 6? They'd say, I want the tougher challenge. And so that's what we're looking forward to. And we're going to see how far we can take this and how high we can go. And that's what's on the table. So
There is a
yeah,
lot on the table indeed.
there's a lot.
And yeah, and Thanksgiving coming up, and November is kind of Rio football time, so kind of there's some symbolism there as well, setting the table. And yeah, projection wise, we're still in that Division 5 mark. We actually dropped a little bit in the projection, so from kind of the middle of D5 to the back third or fourth of it. So yeah, I mean, we talked about the teams already, but all I know is you guys can't really control anything else but going out there and playing whoever's in front of you.
We'll still see. So it's fun to speculate, but we don't like getting too much into the weeds of it until that week from today that stuff comes out. Then you really got to analyze and see what you're going to do. But this week is about preparing for Santee, getting healthy. It's a short week for us. Fine tuning some special team stuff, which we'll work on. We thought penalties, our discipline was a little bit better. Yesterday. Um, Defense, I thought looked really good, but there's still some things we can work on. Offensively, some things we can get better on. So this is really about fine tuning, getting healthy, getting in shape, and getting ready for the playoffs. Which up until yesterday weren't a guarantee, but now we're guaranteed to be in. We're going to be in. We're going to be playing in November, which at Rio Hondo, that's the expectation every year, and that's the goal, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I've never really heard of a Saturday Thursday game, Mark. That's kind of really a
Yeah.
short week where you really compact everything. Will there be will there be kind of a little more of a, I don't know, maybe not as physical this week because of the short week, or kind of, I mean, you're probably not practicing much on Wednesday. That only really leaves Monday and Tuesday for you, and so yeah, maybe a lighter week is physically.
Yeah, normally we're in pads 2 days a week. But we'll only be in pads on Tuesday this week. That's it. Because of the Saturday, Thursday turnaround. Usually a Thursday turnaround with a Friday is short. We're playing Saturday with a Thursday is
Mhm.
extra short. And so again, and you watch us play, these guys, you could trust them. Like they're gonna come out and hit on Thursday night. That's like
Mhm.
we don't need to put these guys through the ringer. What we do need to do is keep them in shape. We need to make sure they're fresh. We need to make sure their mind's right. And they're running sharp. They're sharp in their execution. But we don't need to go make these guys go hit each other any more than they're already
Yeah.
doing. So one day in pads is gonna be fine. That's all we'll do.
Mark, they are. I want to look at some plays from last night. Just a lot of people weren't able to watch it because of the network and everything. But just while I'm setting that up, just the physicality of your guys. You don't need to do more hitting in practice. It was spoken to me from a lot of different people in person. Maybe it was the echo of the SoFi Stadium, but man, your guys are violent. They swarm, they hit, they tackle well, and it's really fun to see the intensity and energy you guys play with.
Yeah. And they feed off each other, man. And these guys, um, you know, whatever you want to call it, the brotherhood is the term we use, but they're never going to turn down hits. And whether it's on offensive side of the ball or defensive side of the ball, um, they relish the physical part of the game. And football isn't something you need to overcomplicate, right? It's about blocking, it's about tackling, it's about physicality. And these guys understand that they're doing it for the guys to the right and to the left of them. They're doing it for each other, and that's added motivation for these guys. And they just love playing that. And we understand to be successful at a high level to beat teams that might be bigger, stronger than you. You have to play that way. There's no way around it. And finesse football only takes you so far. And violence solves a lot of problems on the football field. Okay, so if you can be more violent than the football team, your scheme might not be perfect, but in the end, you're going to win the game. And so that's what we remind the guys of all the time. And that's how we expect them to play. That's the expectation. And they're out there doing it for each other, man. And they know they aren't going to let each other down. So when it comes to offense, defense, special teams, and they know they're going to have to watch film on Monday. And the last thing they want to see is them turning down a hit or chickening out of a hit. And that more than anything will get ridiculed by their teammates and on the coaches. And so they just won't do it. And so that's what we're about.
Yeah, you see it jumps off the page for you big time. Coach, I want to look at a few plays here, mostly of Noah Penunuri, the new all-time leading rusher at Rio Hondo Prep. He quietly ran for like $170 last night with on only 7 carries. So I want to look at a few of his touchdown runs, and I'll kind of bounce around, but just kind of if you like to share any thoughts on Noah and the game. He had 3 touchdowns last night, so he also tied Nate Tycho.
Yeah, great run here by Noah. Running into the boundary. Randy will. Some teams, might think, oh, they're always going to go to the field side of the formation. But at Rio, we want to make sure you honor the boundary side too, and so you never know. And does a great job by Noah following his blocks. He's got Big Nate Shine to run behind, which is a blessing. And Elo is right there as well. Slow motion there, it's hard to see it, but Noah, not only is he fast, tough runner, but he does a great job reading blocks, and he's setting that block up. And you can just see the physicality of our O-line getting off the blocks. Does a great job there.
Yeah, Noah he runs with power. He runs with, you think you have him bottled up, and then all of a sudden, Mark, he's gone before your very eyes. So I want to look at his 81-yard touchdown run as well that was earlier here here we get to it. Let me blow it up. But man, Brentwood here, they had him bottled up.
I mean, look, you think he's down. And I was on the headset,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, we got him. And then bounced that, stepped over that defender, and then he's gone. And this is what we call it in the industry, a two-stepper. 2 steps every 5 yards. That's how you know a guy's fast. When you're scouting an opponent, how fast is this guy? Because you don't know, who they're playing or how fast the team is. How many steps does he take every 5 yards? And you see as Noah gets going, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. He's fast. But just breaking that tackle, most running backs, that's a 3-yard gain. Steps over that dude, and then he's gone. It's a great play.
Yeah, they had him bottled up. 2 guys, man.
They had him bottled up, you think. And if you're the defensive staff at Brentwood, you're like, dude, we had this called perfectly. We're right there. And then he's gone. And, the backside pursuit, here's Rocky waving his hands up. Backside pursuit, going to run him down. And, the Brentwood guys weren't slow either. So,
no,
that was early in the game. And I think that was a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, you guys had just had it was 7-0. You had just stopped Brentwood 4 downs inside the 10. I mean, it was a competitive game at this point, and this kind of wrecked them.
Yeah. I think this is when they kind of knew, okay, it's not going to be our night.
What's cool here, Mark? I heard that Noah's a pretty big Charger fan, so I don't know. This is kind of a good symbol, him running past the lightning bolt.
That's a great point. I forgot about that.
Big
picture with the Chargers logo. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, this is just a great shot of him. And I mean, you guys started the game with him, Mark, 4 straight runs. Was that somewhat intentional? It seemed like you guys were all about him maybe getting some yards and maybe breaking this record at SoFi, or does that not cross your mind?
It wasn't about the record. For us, this was more, we treated this like a playoff game. In all facets. We weren't holding anything back. This was really the first time all season we probably had our best 11 on defense all at once, for instance, and we were running um, our best stuff on O, um, for the first half for sure, and we just wanted to get running all cylinders against a good team. So that was the thought process. And if the record came, and sure enough, Noah and the O line took care of that.
They certainly did, and it made it easy for us statisticians and podcasters on the sideline trying to like keep track of it. It almost was anticlimactic. We were doing the math, and we're like, he just had the 12-yard run, and we went, oh yeah, that was it. He did it.
That
It was
was
like a
it.
blink of
Yeah,
an eye.
there was
We didn't
no
have to think about it
fireworks or
anymore.
anything.
Mark, I posted 2 videos of Nate Tycho and Landon Goodwell. He only tied the total touchdowns for Nate Tycho, but I released both of them at the same time. It seemed fitting. I don't know if you got to see that and just talk about kind of the tie-in for with Noah and those 2 guys whose records he just broke.
First of all, 2 great RHP football players, but 2 even better human beings, Nate Tycho and Landon Goodwell. Been texting Landon because Landon's coming out Thursday, as is Nate. But Landon is flying in from Phoenix with his family, 2 kids, his wife, and his mom. They're all going to be there. Been texting Landon and didn't know he had a beard. So it's funny, last time I had seen Landon was a few years ago, and just assumed that he looked at the way I had last seen him. So you're texting someone, you figure you have a picture of it in his head what he looks like. I saw the beard. I'm like, whoa. And so, yeah, that was really cool. And 2 great guys, and exciting to see them out Thursday night. So I know Noah's not going to like it, but we're going to pause at some point in the game and recognize Noah with the 2 RHP legends there. And so that'll be a part of the game on Thursday. Still figuring out exactly what that's going to look like and how we're going to do that, but we think it's an important part of especially Rio Hondo Prep football in that we run the ball, and this is what we do. That's what's important to recognize our all-time leading rusher, past and present, and to keep the heritage and tradition of Rio Hondo Prep football alive, past and present. We think it's an important thing to do, and so we're going to stop on Thursday, and that'll be a special moment. So we hope everyone's in their seats on time to see that on Thursday night.
Yeah, Mark, you can't talk about brotherhood constantly and not, tie it all into
Exactly.
the alumni who's come before you. That's what we mean by brotherhood on this podcast. It's not just
Right.
those guys you got playing, it's everyone before you, past, present, and future, right? Rio Hondo Prep football.
And once you're in for life, man. And so that's what we like to say, and that's why we think it's an important thing to honor Noah and honor these guys who came before him as well.
And hopefully one day, long time down the road, Noah Penunuri will be coming back, I'm sure, for
Big long beard.
big beard. Yeah, the wisdom beard, the old man. Yeah, and then the cycle continues. Talk about Thursday, Coach. Since it is a quick turnaround. We mentioned Santee from the city section. Is senior night? Anything else food wise? Anything special going on that night?
Yeah, senior night. It's Thursday. Wanted to get this game in so all the kids can be out trick or treating on Friday. Santee High School from the city section. You remember Pasadena Poly? We were supposed to play them on this night as a league game, and unfortunately, that game they had to cancel that game. So Santee, back in August, we posted this opening. Fortunately, saw that opening on CF and reached out, and we got this game. They're 6-3. Looks like they're going to finish second in their league to Marquez. They're in that league. Good running attack on offense. So looking forward to that game. It will be senior night. There'll be a senior night ceremony. We're also doing the in and out truck as part of that.
Ooh.
So it'll be fun. Those are all pre-orders though. You can't walk up and order your food beforehand. I'm sorry, at the games. You have to do that beforehand, folks. There's a QR code flyer. I think it's on the website. So take care of that ahead of time if you want in and out. And they are doing the double doubles. So make sure you take care of that ahead of time. And then really just senior night. That's going to be a special moment. The senior class, by the end of night, Thursday, we'll have 44 varsity wins, I believe. And I haven't check the records, but I guarantee that's the most of all time, any senior class in RHP history. Um, Phenomenal group. Have really taken Rio Hondo Prep football. We talk about leveling up. Um, and again, they recognize it, and we make sure they understand. They're standing on the shoulders of giants before them, but they've taken it up to the next level. Um, and humble group of guys. But this senior class has really allowed us to take it really to heights that we were only dreamt of. And it's a special group that we want to pay tribute to and really honor their parents. And the parents, any of them watching, thank you. Um, this group of parents has been alongside us every step of the way, going back to 7th grade and all the way through. This is what we were talking about, and they've been awesome and supportive in every manner possible. And they're going to be on the field with their sons as we recognize them individually and as a group. And that'll happen. It's got to start kind of early. It's not a your average RHP class of old. 10 seniors out there. We're going to have 24 seniors out there to recognize. So probably start that at about 6:35 on Thursday. Okay, so if you want to see that, folks, you gotta get there early on Thursday. Uh, and that'll happen Thursday. But yeah, man, this senior class, their parents, it's really the cool thing is it's giving us a blueprint, Matt, of how to do it. And if we want to make this the standard, it's set the new standard for a class. If you wanna, man, D5, you want to take a D4, you want to take a D3, like you have to stack classes like this. This is what we got to do. You got to have classes like this. You can't do it back to back. You got to do it every other year or whatever. This is what you have to do. And it requires a great group of parents, first and foremost, who will rally together in their care years and get all the best care kids to come to Rio. And we do that, it's win forever, man. It's win forever, and it's take on all comers in the West San Gabriel Valley, and that's what we'll do. Um, and you know what? It can happen. It's possible, as you've seen with this group. When you give us that, you get multiple classes like this, and then it's like look out. And so um, that's how I'd like to think of this class. Super grateful that they've come along to us. And so Thursday night's gonna be special.
Yeah, man, it's hard to almost not get emotional about it, seeing these kids grow up and their families. And you talk about the blueprint. Yeah, it's not about bringing in a bunch of transfers. It's about the continuity of this starting at a young age and belief and just continuing to trust the process and say, there's so many things you could say about it. The why not us mentality, guys putting aside individual greatness for team success. I mean, I'm shocked more people don't look at it and say, we need to try to do something like that. It seems like the world we're in now, people are trying to go the complete opposite, but I'm glad that Rio Hondo has stayed the course on this and has set the new standard for everybody.
It's because it's hard.
Yes.
Everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants a quick fix, instant gratification. That's the day and age we live in. To do it this way, it's hard. It takes a lot of work, and it's not instant gratification. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work from a lot of people, right? Us coaches out there on Friday night, it might be more visible, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes, from the care coaches out to lower levels, middle school coaches, Devin and Will, all their support staff at Rio, teachers, care. It takes a lot of people to make this happen. And so, there's a reason when you talk about small schools that drop football programs or whatever, it's because it takes a lot of work. And so it's not like other sports. Basketball, you can hire a local club coach. He brings in 3 guys, and you got a great basketball program overnight. Like that's it, right? That's it. And football, it's not that easy. And football, you really got to build. You really got to work. It takes years to do it. And so I I hope and pray that this team is rewarded with another great run uh, over the next 4 to 6 weeks, whatever. I mean, yeah, whatever it is, um, because they deserve it. Their parents deserve it, and they've earned it.
Certainly, the Rio Hondo magic is alive and well. I start to get that vibe. You start to get that playoffs are coming, and it's not like the past where you knew you're going to be. Um, 2 years ago, we said, "What will the sequel be like?" Unimaginable happened last year, and it's kind of like, all right, let one more ride, and it's coming. And you talk about the senior parents. I talked to them in the summer, and you know, the episodes and those season flies by, and here we are about to be
Here we
Halloween,
are.
which is football time or playoff time. Now, Mark, that game change going to a Friday from a Thursday to a Friday. You're telling me that was for trick or treating. It had nothing to do with the possible Game 6 of the World Series. Is that what you're saying on record here?
Nothing to do with that, or the officials requesting it. Nothing to do with that. It was all for the trick or treaters. You know, especially yeah, all for the trick or treaters. We try to take care of our families. At
Yeah,
Rio, it's a
yeah.
family friendly operation here.
Absolutely, absolutely, at all times. Some family news. I didn't really talk about this, but Pastor Torian, well, from First Mount Zion, was in attendance at SoFi Stadium last year. I jokingly told him he wasn't out here to see Mr. Horde's retirement. He wanted to be on the sidelines at SoFi Stadium. But a big Rio football fan. Pastor Horton officially retired from Kare Youth Church. I believe that makes your brother Dave, the now the senior pastor. I could be wrong, but yeah, just all of that, Coach. The retirement and Mr. Pastor Torian being out here, kind of a big weekend with SoFi.
Yeah, Pastor Torian from Virginia, First Mount Zion Baptist Church in Dumfries, Virginia, came out to give the sermon honoring Pastor Horton in his retirement as senior pastor. He's still around and he will speak occasionally and be around. My brother Dave is taking over as senior pastor. You have that all correct. Um, and He gave a great sermon this morning, by the way. He's a huge sports fan, and so he was just eating it up, being on the sideline and at SoFi, being in what is arguably, as we were talking last night, the best arena in the world. I would say for sports. I mean, I don't know how you beat it, but it's an amazing venue. And he was eating that up. Had a great time being on the sideline. I couldn't believe like just the intensity what we're coaching with, and uh, love hearing the hitting and all that. He thought that was so cool. So yeah, great having him out. And yeah, it was really cool seeing him. And he wished us well as the season moves forward. And it was a fun night, fun weekend for them. And yeah, great seeing him. Great keeping that relationship alive. He's retired as well from lead pastor at that church as well. So
Mark, it got me thinking. I got the privilege to talk to him briefly, and then I saw his celebration really on Noah's 81-yard run. He was fired up for that one.
yeah,
Got me thinking, huh? We haven't visit. We should go pay a visit to First Baptist, First Mount Zion during football season, perhaps. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but maybe
we're
an
gonna
out of
get a game
state
out there.
match. What do you think, Coach?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
He was a big football fan, Pastor Torian. He was talking about the Virginia North Carolina game. So
Yeah,
there's some
yeah,
enthusiasm. I know they'd love to see our boys out there, especially in the football pads.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Let's put it on the long-term to-do list. Long-term
Absolutely.
list.
If we've learned
Hey, it's
anything,
good. There's good ball out there. Good ball in
oh, good
Virginia.
ball. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It takes me back to like Remember the Titans. Remember that movie and all
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
uh, Mark, if we learned anything on this podcast of RHP football over the years, is anything is on the table. No opponent is, out of our
Outreach.
reach.
Yeah.
We could play anybody, anywhere, anytime, any state, any time. Time venue, or what am I trying to say? It's time zone. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. So anyway. Coach Carson, I'll let you go on this Sunday. Thank you for your time. As always, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The Cares are 9-0, and the only sad part for me is that the regular season is almost over, but that means more big things ahead.
Let's go, Matt. Thank you, Matt. It's been a great regular season. One more to go, and then on to season 2.
Let's go. See you soon, Coach.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, we are now joined by the New all-time rushing leader at Rio Hondo Prep. Noah Penunuri surpassed Landon Goodwell officially last night at SoFi Stadium on 7 carries, 3 touchdowns, 170 something yards. But the ultimate team guy and just a guy we're happy to have back on here. His fourth time on the Charge to Keep podcast. That's a new record for sure. But Noah P, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Great win yesterday. Yeah.
Weird playing on a Saturday, right? But even more weird playing in an NFL stadium.
Yeah, that was crazy. Definitely a memory we'll have.
Now, no, I heard you're a big Charger fan, and to play in SoFi, of course, the Rams and the Chargers play there. But you had the same, the LA Chargers, excuse me, logos on the field still from the Thursday night game. So running into the end zone that literally says your NFL's favorite, your favorite NFL team, running past the lightning bolt to midfield on that long run. I mean, did you think about it in the moment that was cool, or just kind of looking back now?
Kind of looking back, in the moment I'm just playing the game, but like looking back, like after I scored, turning around, just take it on. It was pretty cool.
Now, Chargers, they're having up and down kind of year. Look good on Thursday. Who's a favorite player, or maybe a couple favorite players on that team?
I like Derwin James. Yeah, he's probably Justin Herbert, of course, but yeah, those two
Nice.
guys.
Do you get to games ever?
Just once every now and then, but not crazy.
But man, seeing a game at SoFi from the stands or the TV, a lot different, right, than being on the field. That was pretty epic yesterday.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. And when I looked up, I just like pictured what it would be like to have that thing full. Like it must be a crazy feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been to games there, and I'm just like I kept looking up, way up where my seats would likely be, and it's just an awesome experience. We'll get to more of that. Been a long day for you. Appreciate you sitting down with me tonight. You were doing some trunk or some involving Kare Church. What was going on tonight?
Yeah, so basically we just drive to Kare Park, we decorate the back of our trunk and we just hand out candy to the kids.
Oh, okay, very cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. What type of decorations did you do with your vehicles?
So I had my house, we did construction theme, so just a bunch of tools and like caution tape and stuff like that.
That's cool. I know Halloween's for the kids, but teenagers and adults seem to get into it a lot also. What about you, man? Let's see, what's your go-to Halloween candy, your favorite, or maybe a couple?
Oh, Reese's for sure.
All day, all day. Strong choice. And what about dressing up? Maybe you're too old for it. I don't know, but if you had to dress up, what would you do?
I don't know. Maybe like Clark Kent or something. I don't know.
Clark Kent works, man. It works for you well. Maybe a shirt down with a little blue showing out or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out
Exactly,
ideas.
yeah.
Hey Noah, man, we talked about you passing Landon. You're gonna get a chance to meet him Thursday at the game alongside Nate Tycho, guys that you've never met. But I mean, what's it meant to you in chasing these guys' records, hearing their names, and just kind of knowing that you're chasing something incredibly special this year?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about. I kind of like to view it as a team accomplishment because I wouldn't get there without my guys. So it's really more like a testament to like how great our O line is. So yeah.
I think that's 100% right. I mean, you do break some tackles and do some things also, but while you're being humble and talking about those guys, let's talk about them individually. We've had a few of them on already, but talk to me about those offensive line guys, some of their names and what they mean to you.
Yeah, Elijah Gavia, I'd say he's probably the heart and soul of our O line. He gets the guys going. He's fast. He knows what to do every play. Troy, the guy who kind of directs things. Like he got to if you don't know what to do. Jacob, the center. He has to get the ball there, and yeah, kind of telling everyone their blocking assignments. Those are just a few, but yeah, those.
No,
They all
you're
sorry.
yeah, no worries, man. David Reyes coming back from injury, much like you had to do. The tight end gets a lot of work there, whether it be Ethan Lowe or Rain Pollock. Julian Rodriguez has stepped in nicely, played well. So these guys early on in the year, it seemed like okay, some growing pains, some learning, but here we are in week 9. The offensive line has really gelled and meshed well together. It seems like.
Yeah, I would say so. A play that stuck out to me was on Shine's screen pass. You got Jaw just running full speed, taking out the first tackler, and then downfield I see Benito getting a guy. I'm like, man, that's just great blocking, and then Shine runs in. It's pretty awesome.
Benito doing his thing too. We don't mention him enough here. He's really stepped into the roles nicely. So all in all, great job by the O line. And I don't know, it's fun, Noah. Not just you, but other guys. You know, Tyler Dang, Calogero, Christian Lee, guys busting hard downfield on these plays. Whether you have the ball or not, you do it a lot blocking. And man, it seems like this whole team. If you don't have the ball in your hands, you better go get a guy, maybe a couple guys.
Hello? Oh, sorry, you
Oh,
first for a second. Okay.
we froze. We're back. Anyway, all you guys blocking downfield, it seems like you get a lot of energy just either blocking or, all the different guys blocking downfield.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, you go 100% every play, whether you have the ball or not, and you're protecting your guy, right? You don't want your guy to get hurt, so that's what it's all about.
Well, on that note, unfortunately, this year started a little rough for you individually. A very serious injury. You missed a good amount of games. You came back. You seem stronger than ever. But if you could take us back to week 0, Noah, and kind of, I know a painful memory, literally, but man, we were all scared for you. But we knew if Noah Penunuri was hurting, that it was pretty painful. So talk to me about that injury and just kind of the healing process and coming back.
Yeah, like when I first got out, like I could barely walk. Like it was just painful just to move. And yeah, I don't know. It sucked sitting on the sideline and just it felt like it took forever to like even be able to like lift weights because the rib injury is kind of like by your core and like you don't really realize how valuable something is until like you hurt and like you're trying to do something like, oh shoot, I can't. And so yeah, it sucked.
No, just time. Time was a great equalizer, right? And waiting it out. So, yeah, a very painful injury. It's amazing that you have come back and you've been, as I see, stronger than ever. But Noah, you're from the fight game. You're from the mixed martial arts. Are you telling me? I mean, you never been kicked in the ribs or something like that? I know you do a lot of the hitting, but you've had to receive a few blows that were maybe a little scary in MMA.
Yeah, but nothing that was probably my worst injury by far, like in any sport. But yeah.
Wow. Wow. So when you finally get that clearance, when you finally hear, all right, you're going to be able to play in a football game or just get on the practice field, were you a little hesitant at all? Or did you feel kind of, no, I'm good to go. I'm back. I'm ready to do this thing.
There's definitely some hesitation there. Like, what if I just re-injure it and I'm out for longer? But I kind of just had it in my head, like if I don't go full speed, that's probably how I'm gonna get hurt more. So I just gotta, hit it hard.
Well, it's a great mentality, man. And you've been so much fun to watch over the years as a freshman, just getting better and better and better each year. I want to talk about the violent nature this football team plays with in a clean, hard hitting kind of way. You lead the way with this, but you mentioned Elijah, you mentioned Shine, Rain Pollock. Some of these guys, when they tackle Troy Seto, I mean, there's a harnessed aggression really that you guys all play with, and it seems like, man, you tackle as a team, but each individual guy really brings it on every single down.
Yeah, it's hard to teach that, honestly. I feel like that's just kind of something we all have. Maybe we bring it out each other when we mess around with each other, get mad at each other or whatever. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, dude, it really is fun to see. I mean, Tyler Dang dropping the hammer on dudes while he had the ball in his hand yesterday. That was
Yeah.
cool to see. But you guys do understand, Noah. It seems that you're going to play some pretty intense competition in the postseason, and that physical nature that you guys play with, it may surprise some people, but you guys have to bring that into the month of November to make another playoff run, right?
Oh yeah. Especially if these teams are going to be bigger, stronger, and faster, we just gotta be, I guess, more crazy than they are. Like we just gotta hit them every play, wear them down, just make them not want to play.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that last year in the postseason. You guys, I mean, 2 years ago, we had some close games in the postseason. The Santa Monica game was legendary. Last year, you guys really took it to your opponents and kind of pulled away in each and every game. What do you think it was last year? Just the physicality, the conditioning, where you guys seem to be the bigger, stronger, faster team, which wasn't always the case, but on the scoreboard, it was anyway.
I think it was both those. Coach Carson does a great job with our conditioning. He makes sure we're all laying down on the floor dead tired after conditioning. That's how you know you went hard. And definitely we are violence. That's what our offense and defense. That's who we are. We're gonna hit you every play. We're gonna make you want to sub out. So yeah.
That's well said. And on that point, I want to kind of just go along with that because in today's age, 2025, you see a lot of dirty plays, late hits, guys talking smack nonstop. And there is a way to play the game physical and violent, but to do it the right way. Is that kind of a goal within you guys? Is this quiet confidence, but also kind of this assassin mentality? But yet, all at the same time, you got that RH on your helmet, playing like a Kare at all times.
Oh, for sure. We play to represent God, and I don't think he'll approve of us going after the whistle, going punching somebody or like spearing them. So, we want to be violent, but within the rules.
Well said. You sound just like a combat fighter in there, doing your thing. So, man, that's really cool. Noah, I know you've enjoyed your time at RHP. You have some potential to, or some possibilities to either continue into the fight game in MMA or possibly play college football. Kind of where do you stand now? I know you got an offer from Portland State not too long ago, but playing college football and mixing it in with MMA, kind of what's the plan there?
I'm not too sure. I'm still talking over with my parents, my coaches, just to see what the best possible choice is. But, I'm still praying about it too. So we'll see.
That's a good way to go, man. Pray it up and see what happens. You're just enjoying this final season. Noah, can you believe you are a senior? How fast has it gone? And do you have any I don't know memories along the way?
Man, I just playing sports, I would say just being with my friends, whether it be sports, like even in the classroom, we've had funny moments. I think it's all about that brotherhood.
No doubt. We talk about it all the time. And that brotherhood is not just, your team. It's the guys you're going to meet on Thursday, alumni who care about you guys. You're going to be us one day. These old guys, looking back too. So that's what it is definitely all about. I didn't ask you yet about this off the air, but Europe, Texas. I mean, talk to me about just we'll talk with the Europe trips first, man. You went on the Europe trip?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Talk to me about some memories or funny things or I don't know, lessons learned, whatever the case is, or just being together. What
Oh
was it
man,
like, man?
it was great. Definitely some stuff we had to adapt to, like no AC or like small serving sizes. We're guys. We want to eat a lot, but not try to spend so much. But yeah, just walking around and like seeing other cultures, it was cool.
No doubt. We got some good photos and memories and other things, that we can just leave outside the podcast for sure. But talk to me about Texas, man. You played at Bellflower. You played on defense and had the one carry getting in the end zone. But man, to go to Dallas, Texas, what was that experience like? Traveling on the plane, you're with your buddies, you get to play football. And man, the first time you touched the ball, 65-yard touchdown, no big deal. I mean, that whole trip seemed like a lot of fun.
It definitely was that the traveling part. It felt like we were college athletes, like going out to play a team in a different state. Like it was awesome. The game was fun, very physical. That's how we like it. And yeah, just the TCU game afterwards, like just making great memories.
Making great memories. That could be a slogan, really, for RHP, man. That would not too bad, not too bad. Let's talk about RHP individually. You're a leader at the school. Always kind of people watch you. I'm sure you feel more of that eyes on you now, especially from the younger kids, junior high and Kare. But just your experience at RHP. Any favorite classes or moments? Inaugurals. I don't know. There's a lot that you do at RHP, so hard to think about it all. But man, what's the experience been like now that you're a senior?
It's been great, man. I think, you might need more time for this answer, but off the rip, I don't know, man. There's been a lot of great things. Favorite class, I'd probably say personal finance.
Okay.
Could prepare me for the future.
There you
But
go.
yeah, just like the outings with the team, the dances, the inaugurals, and what we do afterwards. That's always fun. It's truly like Rio's a once in a how do I say this? You know what I'm trying to get at. Rio's a
Yeah.
special place, and I don't think a lot of schools offer what we have, so it's pretty cool.
Well, Noah, what would you say as someone who's grown up through, the Care Youth League program, all that stuff? You're in RHP, and you know, people think about RHP and they're like, almost like, that school's kind of weird or whatever. But all the things you're doing, I mean, it speaks for itself, really, right? I mean, the RHP experience, if you had to sum it up to a couple of kids your age or parents, just like all the things you get to do. I mean, how would you sum it up? Not to put you on the spot, but just kind of, I'm curious.
I would say making great memories, making great friends, and making you a better person.
Absolutely. No doubt about that, man. Well, you mentioned Coach Carson. I know he enjoys coaching you hard. I love the memories of like you guys when you're interviewed, maybe after championship games. You got the hugs going with each other. What is it about Coach Carson that has made this ride so special, and how he pushes you and just kind of unites you guys?
I think he loves us like sons. He treats us like his own. He really cares for us individually. He'll just start conversations with us, just asking how we are, how's our day, what's going on, and I think it's just the love he has for us that really makes him a good coach.
Yes, sir. Well, you can see it. It shines without or shines throughout you. I could honestly say. Noah, I was impressed with your answer when you were on the Twitter Spaces, a few weeks ago, and you were they asked you what a care was. You had a great answer. Basically Christian leaders and care about everything. And I thought it was well said. I don't know if you were prepared for that, but I don't know. You seemed like Coach Carson kind of have you guys ready for those moments with the media or kind of those tough questions.
Yeah, a little bit. We talk about it, but that was kind of like, whoa, like that was kind of expected. I gotta try to go back in the brain and see what I remember. But yeah.
Awesome, yeah. Well, do you have any favorite plays you run? I don't think we're giving anybody anything away to anyone here, but just we see the blast plays, we see the toss plays, maybe some counters here and there. Is there anything specifically that is called and you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get the ball in this one?
Definitely the tosses. I just think the blocking scheme on that, it's beautiful. I just got my, the big boys running as hard as they can, just go lay someone out. I'm just running full speed. It's nice.
Oh yeah. Well, we love seeing it, man, and it takes us back to like some plays you see. It's like, yeah, we've been doing that one for a long, long time. So that's really awesome. Noah, if you could just let's focus on kind of Rio Hondo football for a second. And the last 2 years, Division 9 champs, Division 7 champs. When this season started, going into your senior year, did you guys feel like you have something left to prove? Having done the back-to-back championships, and kind of what was the motivation going into your senior season?
Definitely. I think we're still hungry, especially after that close loss to Vanden. I feel like after that we were sad. Like after that, the rest of the season we were still talking about it. But coming into this next football season, we're like, we can redeem ourselves with that one. So we're definitely still gonna play with the chip on our shoulder and just play hard.
You guys have had opportunities to play a lot of big schools, Warren, Santa Monica. A lot of those schools, though, are somewhat far away and don't necessarily have the same impact of, like when you were in junior high and Rio beat Charter Oak. Um, the opportunity in front of you guys, and we'll find out next Sunday officially, but to potentially play a Northview, a Lucerna, I'll just throw it out to the universe right now, Bishop Amat, the opportunity to play Bonita, some of these schools. Has that hit you guys yet that we're going to play someone local more than likely, and kind of what that means to you in the program?
That as football players, I've talked about it with my teammates and stuff. That stuff gets us amped. We're like, dude, we're gonna play these guys that are on nearby us. We're gonna find out who's really the top of that SGV. And yeah, this is kind of what we've been waiting for. Some hard local games, and yeah.
I think it's very exciting, and I can promise you, if Rio uh, shocks the world again with some local teams, it will be quite a story. And it's already been a fun ride. There's no pressure on you. I mean, you guys don't seem like you have pressure. The stress is on all of us. But to play these local teams, do you guys understand that you're playing for countless generations of Rio guys that wanted that opportunity so bad but never got the chance to?
I don't think we've looked at it like that, honestly. We just kind of saw it as an opportunity for us as a team to like have fun and but yeah, I'll definitely bring that up to the guys. Like this is kind of a big moment. Pressure's a good thing too, it's not necessarily bad. So
That's a great point, man. That is a great point, and just how you harness. It's like anything, harnessing aggression, sportsmanship, and just focusing. Because, when not real bullets, but when the bullets start flying out there on the field, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? On that moment, I thought we talked about it last night or last week. The white stripe on the helmets. When Coach Carson approached you guys with that idea, how'd you receive it, and kind of what's it been like awarding a new guy every week with a white stripe?
yeah, we love the idea and we thought it was really cool and I think it makes us not that we aren't playing our hardest, but it kind of gives us like another reason to like, yeah, I wanna be a leader, I want to be someone who can be looked on that team, be like, yeah, he hits hard, let's follow this guy. So I think that's been a good motivation for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And and just kind of, I'm not actually asking you to, silence doubters or anything. We kind of like being the underdog, right? It's fun to be on the rankings up there and see your name, but there is something about being that underdog, right, at Rio and just having that chip. Like, if you don't think we can do something, just watch one more time. Is it kind of that's got to be motivating for you guys?
Oh, for sure. We love taking the underdog role. And just you're gonna judge us for our size. That's fine. Let's just wait till the game starts.
Let's do it. Well, finally, I'll ask you about Rio football to close things out, but just real quick on the kind of that note, you're the perfect guy to answer this question. You're a guy with so many accolades. You've been the player of the year. You're Rio's all-time leading rusher. You're about to be Rio's all-time rushing touchdowns leader. Um, your team has won 2 championships. You just missed the state championship. You're high in the rankings. How do Rio Hondo Prep guys, yourself, your team, how do you guys stay humble when you have gotten a lot more spotlight the past few years?
We just gotta remind ourselves why we're playing. We play for the glory of God, right? And it's humbling because we look at our past film and we just like we're always trying to fix something. Like we don't think we're this perfect team. We're always making adjustments on offense and defense. And yeah, just gotta have the mindset of growth.
Growth. Oh, I love that. Well, Noah, as I let you go off to the rest of your weekend here, I appreciate you taking the time with me late tonight. Um, one more game left, home game on Thursday. Can't wait for that. You've 2 championships. We don't know when it will end. Hopefully, a cold night in December somewhere. But what Rio Hondo Prep football has meant to you, your family, just you personally, however you want to answer this, and why it continues to be special. Your name is etched in the record books now, but I know you don't care about that stuff. But just the logo's behind me, RHP football. Why is it special, and what does it mean to you?
Football has just been a huge part of my life, and honestly, Rio Hondo football, I think it's given me an opportunity that I wouldn't have at most other schools to be playing at this level. And the memories you make with your friends on that field playing football, it's amazing. And it rallies a lot of families around, and I think it's nice. It's beautiful.
Well, thanks to you, man. The Penunuri family, you guys have been fantastic. Just watching you grow, your family's amazing, and you got another family, the RHP family, the faithful out there that loves watching you guys and will be cheering for you every step of the way. Noah, congratulations and good luck the rest of the way. I know your story has still some chapters to write, and it's just been a privilege talking with you and watching you all these years.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
The one and only Noah Penunuri. Noah P, number 31. Clark Kent, whatever you want to call him. He is, man, the definition of a Kare, an intense warrior, as humble as they come, and just a nice dude, a good dude, somebody that has goals and aspirations. And man, if you really want to, all these, again, 2025, the modern age. We were watching some of the games yesterday. Every time a guy scores or gets a first down, he's got to get up and he's got to look for a guy to taunt, or like or look to celebrate. Rio guys, man, get the ball to the official, celebrate with your teammates. Like, you see it. If you really watch the games, you see how our guys are. And Noah Penunuri leading the way. I mean, that's just the dude you want at the front, right? Hey, shields up, let's go. And Noah Penunuri backs down from no fight. He is ready to go, and it's been a honor watching him grow these years. I remember having him on as a freshman, that first game of when we started the podcast, and this podcast is 4 years old now, just like those guys, the current senior class. They're 4 years in high school, so it's been with them every step of the way. The first class to officially have the podcast with them each and every year, and they will always be remembered for many things. But I will remember them, the class of 2026. Just for their contributions, their attitudes, and kind of where they've taken Rio Hondo Prep football. The podcast would be a blast, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun if we weren't covering great guys, great families, and of course, outstanding football players. Can't wait for another run in November and beyond. Let's do some damage beyond that and shock the world once more. I hope you Rio faithful are ready and excited for these local games. And we do all these projections, and then watch, we'll end up in Temecula, or we'll end up somewhere playing somebody and just miss out on a big matchup. But the brackets will be out Sunday. and it'll officially be on. All right. Thank you, Noah Penunuri. Thank you, head coach Mark Carson. It's been, of course, way too much fun. As always, a late release of this episode on Sunday night, but hey, we got to get it out so that we can restart things right away. It's week 10 as immediately as the song ends here on the Charge to Keep podcast. So hope you're ready for the ride. It's gone fast. It's going to go even faster now that the playoffs are fast approaching. We'll see you very soon this week. We could say this week officially. I think week 10 is here. I'll have a pregame show out for you either Tuesday or Wednesday. But Rio Hondo Prep is 9-0, headed into the final game of the regular season. As your friendly reminder, Rio Hondo Prep, always be humble in victory and gracious in defeat, because we always have a charge to keep.
A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never dying soul to save, and fitted for the sky. To serve the present age, my calling to fulfill. Oh, may it all my powers engage, to do my master's will. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live, and know thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give. Help me to watch and pray, and on thyself rely. Assured if I my trust betray, I shall forever die.